Thank you, everyone. I was just listening to the Zambia MD speech. I think he should have been the keynote. I think he should have been the keynote speaker, but I'm not shocked in terms of the support that the Zambia Sugar has given, bearing in mind that they just signed a CBA 2025-2027, and it's a really CBA that has been received well by the trade union movement in Zambia. So I'm not shocked that they jumped on the request, because workers' rights, workers' safety is actually at the center of what they do. And when you unionize your workplace, you are putting workers at the forefront. So thank you, Zambia. I'll definitely take the greetings to ZCTU. Before I speak of artificial intelligence, digitalization, or policies, let me take you back home to my village. I come from a very small village in Western Kenya, and I'm picturing where we used to go and get water when I was a young girl. And I remember our mothers, our grandmothers, many, many years ago, and I'm sure this is a story that many of you would reflect on. At dawn, they walked to the river to fetch water. They balanced heavy pots on their backs. Some of them balance heavy pots on their heads. We have communities in Kenya where they carry the water on their backs. We have those ones like where I come from. We carry water on our head, carried firewoods in their arms, had babies tied on their back. Yet in their everyday routine, they're already practicing environmental health and safety, long before we even gave it these fancy names that we are now calling it now. They tested water before giving the babies. My grandmother did that. They cleared thorns from the path so that no one would be hurt. They bent low over the cooking fire, blew gently to reduce smoke. They taught us to cover food. You will always find food by the fire covered, whether it's tea, whether it's nchima from my South African, or saza from the Southern African colleagues. They looked after the vulnerable first. So for me, our mothers were, in truth, the first EHS officers of Africa. We are just following that path. Distinguished delegates, let me ask you, is it not true that African women have always been guardians of safety and health? Just think about your village. They have always been guidance. So today, we are gathered here in Dar es Salaam to continue the legacy with the tools of today: knowledge, leadership, artificial intelligence, and digitalization. Tomorrow, we will cheer and celebrate the outstanding women who win the African Women in Environmental Health and Safety Awards. But today, we lay the foundation, the conversation, as my namesake Caroline has said, commitments and partnership that will drive real change across workplaces and our continent. This particular forum is happening at a very crucial time because we have UNGA 80 also happening. And I'm glad the 5th woman has been elected the president of UNGA. This is the 80th UNGA, but throughout its lifespan, we have only had 5 women president, and one of them is from Africa. Which country? Do you know which country it is? You don't know? From Liberia. The 24th UNGA president was a woman from Liberia. And also from the ILO, on the 23rd, ILO launched a flagship report on the state of social justice, and I would welcome you guys to take a look at the report. social justice is a result of choice and not change. And you made that choice to be here, to be part of, the process. So I stand before you, not only as the director of the ILO country office, but as a woman of Africa who believes that every worker has the right to return home healthy and dignified. Should safety at workplace be optional or mandatory? Should it be optional or mandatory? Yep, it should be mandatory, exactly. Because occupational health and safety is not a privilege, it is a right. And this explains the reason why in 2022, ILO elevated two of the Convention on Occupational Health and Safety, Convention 155 on Occupational Health and Safety of 1981. So ILO has been in the business of making the workplace safety since 1981, and Convention C87, 187, Promotional Framework on Occupational Health of 2006 were both elevated to fundamental principles. It means out of the 191 conventions that ILO has, if you must, you should ratify the 10 ILO fundamental convention, and 2 of them are on occupational health and safety. Now allow me to remind us of something important. The ILO is not just an international organization. For over 100 years, for those ones who don't know, ILO is the oldest UN agency. The ILO has set standards that define safety and health and inclusive work. What makes us unique is our tripartite model. Government, employers, and workers at the table. This means real solution grounded in workplace realities and women voices heard at every level, from the shop floor. But what matters most is this: we don't stop at standards. We turn standards into action and action into impact. Allow me to share a few stories of women leading safer workplaces, stories of Africa and for Africa. I'm not shocked you chose Tanzania, because Tanzania is a leading country when it comes to occupational health and safety, and I will share 4 things why. They have a comprehensive legal and institutional framework. The Occupational Safety and Health Authority of Tanzania and the Workmen Compensation Fund of Tanzania have been a point of reference on our work in terms of how institutions should be set. Second, proactive and transparent enforcement mechanism. During the Occupational and Health Safety Day, Tanzania hosts a whole week of occupational health and safety that brings together all enterprises, trade unions, and government to showcase what the country is doing on occupational health and safety. They are also a leadership in training, research, and regional collaboration. They are always happy to help other countries learn from them. But also, there is a growing national culture of safety first in terms of procedures. When I go across the continent in Ghana, through the Productive Ecosystem for Decent Work programs, women have transformed the garment sector with ILO support in leadership training, learning manufacturing. Women like Linda Amper, the CEO of KAD Manufacturing, improved productivity while making workplaces safety and more dignified. Today, hundreds of women have skills, opportunities, and safer environment to grow. In Lesotho, we faced a tough reality: gender-based violence. So I know we talk about occupational health and safety. For ILO, gender-based violence in terms of violence and harassment in workplace is also a safety issue. With courage, union, brands, NGOs, and the ILO brokered a binding agreement. Independent complaint system, education, accountability, this changed lives. Violence reduced, dignity was restored, and this is how Convention 190 comes alive. It is true, when women stand together, mountain moves, though I'm not so sure if you can move Mount Kilimanjaro. Through the Vision Zero Fund, a G7 initiative that is led by the ILO, supply chains where women are the majority, this is in the garment, agriculture, we are ensuring that these places are becoming safe. In Ethiopia and Madagascar and beyond, millions of workers now benefit from better training, gender-sensitive PPPs, and safety working places. But safety is not always physical. The future of work is digital, and my brother from Zambia has alluded to that. That is why the Microsoft and the ILO created Women in Digital Business. Thousands of African women entrepreneurs have gained digital skills, online marketing strategies, and formalized businesses. Many became lead trainers, teaching others in their communities. If you educate a woman, you educate a nation, and this program has proved that. Finally, we must recognize that women face unique risks, whether in PPE design, exposure, or representation. This is why the ILO 10 Keys for Gender-Sensitive Occupational Health and Safety Practice now guide governments and enterprises. From Tanzania to South Africa, gender is being mainstreamed into occupational health and safety laws and policies. From these stories, my sisters, I can see brothers in the room, what should we carry back home when we leave Tanzania? One, safety and health at work is a fundamental right. I think if you have to forget everything about my speech, just remember that one only, that safety and health at workplace is a fundamental right. It is not optional and not negotiable. Women leadership transform workplaces. Women lead in occupational environment, health, and safety. We don't just get safer places, we get places that are more innovative, more resilient, and more inclusive. And for this, I applaud, I don't know how to call it, Sowshe-a. You saw the she. For leading women profession in environment, health, and safety initiatives. Digitalization and artificial intelligence must be inclusive. Technology cannot protect workers, but can only protect workers if it is designed with equity at the heart. If women are left out, the digital divide then grows. If women are centered, the digital future becomes safer for all. And lastly, partnership are key. And we have just seen an example from Zambia, sugar. As our elders say, one hand cannot tie a bundle, but maybe it's just, if it's one single bundle it can tie. No single government, employer, or worker can do this alone, but together, through ILO tripartite model, we can build a scalable, context-specific solutions for Africa. Our theme of this year is bold: enhancing workplace safety, health, sustainability through artificial intelligence and digitalization. What does this demand of us? One, put women at the center of the design. From digital platform, let women's reality shape the solution. Invest in skills and mentorship, and I'm very happy. I think they mentioned there are students in the building. Every young African woman must feel environment, health, and safety leadership within her reach. And I hope the students will take an opportunity to interact. Extend protection to informal workers, where in Africa the majority of women are placed. Future-proof our laws. Let's create gender-responsive, forward-looking framework fit for Africa of tomorrow, not today. Strengthen partnership, governments, employers, workers, academia, industry. Our collective effort is the only way. There's a proverb from West Africa. I love proverbs from West Africa. They are kind of like, they tell a story. The child who's not embraced by the village will burn it down if it doesn't feel the warmth. If we fail to embrace women, informal workers, and excluded workers, the future of work will not be safe, fair, or sustainable. Distinguished delegates, the ILO stands ready to work with you to provide technical assistance, to strengthen labor inspection systems, and to support policies that truly put women first. We affirm occupational health as a human right. We affirm dignity. We invest in women leadership. We unlock Africa potential, and we also embrace artificial intelligence and digitalization responsibly. We turn risks into opportunity. The conference is not just about today. It's about the future we choose to create together. To the women in this room, you are the lions who guard the village. Your courage, expertise, and vision will shape Workplace 5.0. Workplace where safety, equity, and sustainability go hand in hand. Let us raise together, let us lead together, let us make history together. And as we close, allow me to leave you with 3 timeless truths. One from the Bible, I'm a Christian girl, one from the Quran, and one from Africa's own wisdom. The Bible reminds us, speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves, defend the right of the poor and the needy. The Quran teaches us, whoever saves one life, it is as if he has saved all humanity. And from our African wisdom, when the roots run deep, there is no reason to fear the wind. May our roots in justice, dignity, and solidarity run so deep that no storm, digital, artificial intelligence, or otherwise, can shake the foundation of safe and healthy work in Africa. Asanteni sana, and thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Caroline. Madam reminded me that health and safety is a right. And I think that we have to continue to mention it to ourselves over and over so that wherever we go, we empower others to also know that. Thank you very much. So we are going to have a quick photo session with Madam Caroline. So I'll call the first team. Our panelists from the sofa, please join me on stage as we take a picture with Madam Caroline.